Hello, welcome to part 2 of Country and Culture Information Resource Guide. For this video, we're going to look at the tab called Library Resources and Databases. This is the section where we want you to come to find scholarly or peer-reviewed articles. These articles will go into more depth about your topic, so these will be ones that you'll want to use for the deep culture concept. I've listed a couple general databases here that we're going to come back to. There also are history databases if you want to dig deeper into the history. Obviously, for your topics, you want to know America History and Life primarily focuses on United States and Canada. Historical abstracts will be any other country outside of that. The other databases link, communication and mass media, if you have a communication topic. JSTOR is a wonderful database to get to know, especially for culture research, but more for historical research. It doesn't have the most recent information. And Ethnic News Watch we have found works really well for this class because it will give different viewpoints from different cultural groups that we don't see as often in mainstream media. And newspapers, these are different ways to get to newspapers across the world. So you could search these. You don't need a subscription to get into them. That's included with the library's fee that we pay. So we're going to go to Academic Search Complete. And this is one of our largest general academic databases. You may have seen this screen before, EBSCO. There also are many different databases in here. So this is something you may want to look at if you ever need specific information from a different area. This is the basic search that I'm going to use for my example here. I'm focusing on the country Brazil, but in your search, you will obviously want to put in the country that you are coiling with. So China or the Netherlands or whatever country that may be. I've included here some synonyms for beliefs or perceptions or views or attitudes. When you're talking about your deep culture concept, you want to be sure that you're looking at that. You're not looking at the surface anymore, but digging deeper. And then the term religion, this would be the topic you're really interested in. So if you wanted to go deeper into education or mass media or religion, this is where you would put it in. For Brazil, I have changed it to the subject term because that will mean that the main topic of the article is actually about that country. It makes the search a little more specific. And with that, I have 180 results here that have something to do with all of these key terms. If I scroll down, I have the option to check scholarly or peer-reviewed journals. This will get me to information that's more in depth. These journals have gone through a tougher publishing process than what you might find on the internet, and this will be the better information to find that deeper culture concept. You also may want to change the primary language to English, unless of course you read or speak these other languages. I can read French, but I will stick with English for today. And now we have 101 articles that we could look at that have something to do with religion in Brazil. And you can see Brazil is bolded here, so that article is about that one. That may be one if you wanted to see about religious beliefs in university students. Here's another university, more medical related. This one may have to do with spirituality and aquatic fishing. If you were interested maybe in some of their natural resources, that might be a place to go. And I'm going to look at number 5. Who does believe in life after death? Brazilian data from clinical and non-clinical samples. Obviously sounds a little bit more scholarly. This is coming from the Journal of Religion and Health. It's fairly recent, from 2019. And if we scroll down, you can see the abstract, which gives you a brief summary of the article and can be really helpful to tell you whether or not you want to continue further or, nah, I'm going to go look for another one. So I've read that and decided, well, yeah, I think this is what I want to learn more about. It talks about afterlife belief and spirituality, and the full text. In this case, there's 2 options. You don't have to have 2, but the full text, plain, and then The PDF is the full image of the article. You can download that, print it out. That will look pretty. It will look more like it did when it was originally published. And over on the right-hand side are a lot of tools for you to use. You could add this to your Google Drive if you use Google. You can print it, email it to yourself, save it. You can cite it. This is very helpful. All of our databases give a reference to citation. However, it's not 100% correct, so be careful. But know that you could take this and at least have most of the information you need in order to be able to cite it correctly. APA will be what you education majors will use. Chicago is what history majors may use. MLA is often humanities, modern languages, English, that type of thing. Finally, the permalink is the permanent link to this record. So this is what you would do if you wanted to share it with a group, share it with your professor, or come back to it. This URL at the top never works again, so try to grab the permalink if you need that. This isn't necessarily the one you use in your citation, but it's the one to get you back to this article.